This is Professor Dr. John Warwick Montgomery, barrister at law, and we're talking about Lord Denning. Lord Denning at 100 years of age. Now, getting to 100 is an accomplishment in itself. George Burns managed it, and in the last few years of his life, whenever anyone asked him whether he was glad to be here, Burns replied, "I'm glad to be anywhere." So getting to 100 is something. In fact, George Burns had arranged to go to the Palladium, to do a show at the Palladium at 100. He didn't do that, but it indicates that it's possible at least to be operating successfully at that age. Of course, it isn't a question of mere quantity. It's a question of quality. It isn't simply sticking around for a certain length of time. It's what one does during that time. There are those massive tortoises in the South Seas who live some 300, 350 years. The way they manage it apparently is that they don't do anything. They move 1 centimeter every 10 years, and so they're around for a very long time. But they are basically occupying space. Makes me think of those memory experts, the ones who can do amazing feats of memory, but what do they spend their time on? Memorizing telephone directories instead of anything significant, such as learning legal material for bar examinations. In the case of Denning, it isn't a matter of length of life, really. It's a matter of amazing accomplishments during his career. He is certainly the greatest English judge of the century. His impact on English law is far greater than that of any other single person. He anticipated English law by years. For example, in one dissenting judgment, he said that if a person gives negligent advice, he can be held liable to any person acting on that advice. It took 15 years for the law lords, those on the Judicial Committee of the House of Lords, to follow him. In his many rulings in civil disputes, he helped to lay the foundations for what is now mainstream law. Judicial review, allowing individuals to succeed in challenging abuses of power by authorities or big corporations. Denning himself cites the High Trees case, his famous High Trees case in 1947, in which he ruled that a person should keep his word or bond. Said Denning, "A man's word is his bond." It's characteristic of the common law that a mere promise does not establish a contractual obligation. This has been the traditional position. It's necessary also to have what is known as consideration. Consideration means that those entering into the contract must suffer a legal detriment of some kind. It can be trivial, even a peppercorn, as the classic sources have said. In the civil law tradition and in other legal traditions, this matter of a legal detriment is not required. A promise, generally speaking, is enough to create a contractual obligation. Denning, with his high moral values, was sick and tired of situations where people could rely upon that technical matter of consideration to avoid their promises. In matrimonial cases, he created the principle that the deserted wife's equity should be maintained. And in the case of correcting abuses of power, he overruled the Board of Trade when it denied Laker Airways its license. I'm sure you all remember Freddie Laker and how he ran into immense difficulties under the pressure of British Air. One of the distinguished law professors here in England, now emeritus professor from Cambridge, recalls that the Morava injunction is largely the work of Lord Denning. What's a Morava injunction? Well, it enables courts to freeze a defendant's assets when the plaintiff has not even yet established the right to proceed against those assets. The point of this is, of course, that sleazy defendants will attempt to get their assets out of the country before anything can be done, and then they are judgment-proof. Denning saw that under certain circumstances, at least, it was desirable to freeze those assets to prevent that happening. Incidentally, in the United States, that's not possible. It's not possible because of
Sample complete. Ready to continue?